Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed all the modules of data handling and had a great learning. Now let's have a quick revision of the same. First of all, we will talk about data. We need to collect, organize and represent the data to draw inferences from it. When we are talking about collecting the data, then we need to know before collecting the data that why we need this data, what will be the use of this data. Then when we are organizing the data, we need to properly organize the data in tabular form so that we can draw inferences from it like this. Here the favorite sport of 38 students in class 7 was recorded and it is shown in this manner. So we can easily make out that soccer is liked by 5 students, tennis by 2, football by 12, baseball by 10 and basketball by 9 students. Now we will learn about average. Average is the number that represents the central tendency of a group of observations or data, and we can find out the central tendency by 3 ways. The first one is arithmetic mean, the second is mode and the third one is median. And we can calculate the arithmetic mean using this formula, sum of observations upon number of observations. We need to calculate arithmetic mean when each observation of the data is equally important. The second one, mode, we will calculate mode when we need to find out the data which is occurring most often. And the median is most useful when we need to split the data in the two parts on the basis of middlemost term. So, how can we distribute the data for median? When we have the number of observations in odd number like 7, 9, then we will use the formula n plus 1 upon 2th term. Keep in mind that n here is number of observations, and when we have the number of observations even, then we will use this formula, that half of sum of n upon 2th observation and n upon 2 plus 1th observation. Using these measures, we can calculate the central tendency of the given data set. Now, range is a very important concept because the central tendency means the average will always lie between the highest observation and the lowest observation, right? And how can we calculate the range? The formula is highest observation minus lowest observation, right? Now we will learn about double bar graph. You have learned about bar graph in your previous classes. So you know this thing, that it is a representation of numbers using bars of uniform width, right? And what is the speciality of double bar graph? In double bar graph, we used to compare the data because it helps us to compare two collection of data set at a glance like this. Here we need to represent these type of wild animals which are found in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So here we can see that we will draw x-axis and y-axis and we will choose the scale accordingly. Now we will represent the data for Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and first of all for lion, then tiger, then elephants, then rhino and then for zebra. And we can easily make out using this double bar graph that in Karnataka the number of elephants are found most and number of rhinos are found least. In the same way, in Tamil Nadu, number of zebras are found most and number of lions are found least. So, we can easily compare data using a double bar graph. Now, let's learn about chance and probability. When we flip a coin, we can get two outcomes, and that outcomes we can assess through two ways. We can find the chance as well as we can find the probability. So when we talk about chance, so chance can be calculated in three ways. First is impossible, when an event is impossible to happen, and second is can happen but not certain, and the third one is certain, when an event is more unlikely to happen, so it moves from can happen to impossible side, and when an event is more likely to happen, it moves from can happen to certain side, right? So let's find out the probability of getting a head. Here you can see that the possible outcomes are head and tail when we flip a coin, and how many number of possible outcomes are? They are 2, right? And which is our favorable outcome? That is getting a head. So, how many number of favorable outcomes are? That is 1. And we know this, the probability of getting an event is number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. So, getting the probability of heads will be 1 upon 2. So, I am sure you are clear with all the concepts of data handling thoroughly. If you still have any doubt, do visit the modules again.